Welcome back, everyone. And today we're going to take a look at Fore-Edge painting and edge painting on books. This is an ancient practice, but it's in a revival right now. And so today I went by Costco, and this book was on the table at Costco. It is a hardcover book. I don't know the author. I don't know anything about this book. But I know it has edge painting, and so I wanted to bring it to you. This is clearly recently published. We'll take a look at that. So let's see if I can find the date. It's 2003, perhaps 2024. It's showing 2024, first edition. Not really. HarperCollins Books. So major publisher, traditional publisher. And today we're looking at edge painting and Fore-Edge painting. So let me explain a little bit about Fore-Edge. So as you see, this book was $18 and brand new, which is pretty inexpensive for a hardcover book. It has, this is the edge opposite the spine is called the Fore-Edge. And in this case, the Fore-Edge looks like this. It has edge painting on the bottom edge and the top edge as well. And it's the same pattern, and it looks to me as if the pattern was sprayed on, which is fairly popular right now. That what happens is they take the book like this, they put cover paper, sort of like, I want to say, a newsprint or something similar over the top and the bottom cover, and they clamp the book. That's these dust jackets not there at this point in the process, but covered in paper to protect the actual hardcover. And then they clamp the book in a clamp, and usually there's a whole stack of them. And they use a stencil that's cut stencil to go down on the edge of the paper. And while this is held really tight, then they spray it. So they spray through the stencil to the edge of the book on all sides. So that appears to be how this one was created. So a lot of people are looking right now at ways to add to the quality of the book to make it more attractive for the reader buying it. So edge painting, which this is what this is called, has been around since the 10th century. And in the ancient times, the edge paintings were done by hand with brush. And they were used to put identification, to put owner's marks, or just for decoration. They were put on special editions more recently. And there are different kinds of applications that happen here. So the oldest that we know are around the 10th century. But one of the curiosities of rare books is they have an edge painting that's called a disappearing edge painting. And what happens is the artist, so the book is sort of tilted or bent, and the artist paints the edge with a scene. And so when it is back to being at its normal position, the painting disappears. And so it's called a disappearing front edge painting. And so you can go to historical archives and see examples of that. You can see as I bend this how the image changes. There are some publishing companies today that do light printing along the edge of the page to replicate this process, which should work better than it does. I've seen some that don't look good at all, and it's because the registration of the pages isn't perfect, and then the image doesn't turn out cleanly, because when they trim it, you don't get the clean image. And the whole purpose of this is to enhance the book so that you get something really unusual. And there's a whole category of enhancements happening in the publishing world right now that are centered around what they're calling shelf candy. And these are books that look unique or unusual on the shelf themselves. And so a feature like this, you could have your book facing out and it would attract the eye and the attention of visitors to your house. So it's just one of the many ways that publishers are attempting to elevate the quality of the book, to make it more attractive, to offer different editions, different sales techniques. This was in Costco. So I would say that if your book makes it into Costco, it's getting really good marketing. So these features, like the sort of, raised monkey here, the raised type, they're very attractive for the reader. You look at them and they're interesting. On the inside, they have gone to the end pages, which I did a video on the other day. And this is fairly common in fantasy books, and I'm guessing this is a fantasy book. Just because of this, I'm guessing that. And it's a map. And they've taken the end page and they've created a green map. So they have the sort of embossing, reflective green on the spine, which looks really good. Black fabric-like finish on the outside, looks good. They have gone to a green color printing of this page, and we'll look at the back and see if they did that, and the back as well. So they have the same image on the front and back end paper. So you know that the printer at the time the book was being made had a print run of just this sheet to be used for the end pages. And having end pages that are in color is actually pretty common. And a lot of publishers historically had entire groups of papers, and some of the publishers still do today, that you can choose from. If you're going to have books made through that publisher, you could choose the decoration on your end pages. And they had marbleized, was very common for a while. Patterns were common. Today, like I said, you see this map. That's a happy accident to discover. So you can imagine that the general reader would get this and go, oh, that's really cool. And it is cool. I'm going to agree with them. So I don't know that there's any other art in this book. I haven't really looked. But we'll just give it a quick fan. And we don't see any. It's looking like the art was done in the construction, which is perfectly great. It looks awesome, and invited me enough to purchase it today. So when you're looking at, if you're self-publishing and you're looking at value adds, this is one type of value add to consider, is to go to end pages and Fore-Edge or Edge Painting. And there's a variety that are happening today. Like I said, I described one. You could look it up on YouTube. There are several artists that are doing this, that literally wrap the books, clamp the books, spray the books, and you can have a special edition that has extra features in your arsenal of sales. So for a self-publisher, it can be an interesting decision to make to do value-add pieces, you'll find these books, particularly in Romantasy. Well, you can see the original price was $30, so I guess I got a good deal at $17.99. In the Romantasy genre, there is a whole group of enthusiastic fans and readers that want all the stops to be pulled out. And they have bleeds throughout the book. They have imagery. They have art that was created. The book, if it's part of a small series, there'll be a box set, very decoratively done. And they'll have swag made for the set. The covers are all professionally designed so that they go together in a series and look fabulous on the shelf. So it's something to consider if you have the audience that will support it. And it's a way to take your perhaps plain book, which this is a fairly plain typeset book, and have a special edition that has a few extra features. And you would probably have a different ISBN number for it, but it would sell for more. And for your fan base, having special editions is something they really enjoy usually. They are usually quite limited in number. And I've seen some of these books that have an identification of a handwritten pencil number indicating which book this was out of how many. So you could take, if you're having your books self-published through POD, you can order, say, 50 or 100 copies in a specific ISBN number and you're limiting the amount that are made, and you can self-identify. This is 9 of 210 or something. And then your fans understand there are only 210 of that copy, and that makes the book more valuable. You have to have your fans in place is a good idea. You have to have your marketing up and running and doing well to pursue this, but it's something that you can upgrade your book fairly inexpensively, adding in specialized end paper and sprays for you could do multicolor sprays on your painting, can produce an excellent result. So like I said, if you have more money, there is a way to fan the edge, and they apply a painted image here. And it alters it dries in this position, and then as it's fanned, it changes appearance. So the degree to which you bend the book or fan the book changes how the end painting may look on the edge of your fore-edge. That's this edge, the one that's opposite your spine. It'll change this edge. The other edges aren't really going to change in the same way because you can't bend in 3 ways at once. But this is what we have today for Fore-Edge painting and edge painting. Enjoy.